Welcome to Daily Magic, a cozy corner of the world where you're invited to rediscover and experience the abundant magic that dances through your life. This podcast is slow living wrapped in sparkles, self-love woven with inspiration, and mindfulness dipped in wonder. So brew up a cup of tea in your favorite mug, settle into your comfiest chair, and join me, Shainawexler, as we allow ourselves this respite to romanticize our lives and revel in daily magic. Hello, my beautiful friend. I am so happy that you're here, and I would love for you to brew up your favorite cup of tea, pull on some super fuzzy socks, and settle in as you prepare to join me in exploring the magic of a soundtrack and how this very special magic may help you romanticize and appreciate your present moment in ways like never before. So let's begin by conjuring some mental images of visually compelling and cinematic moments we may have witnessed in television shows or movies. First, let's step into one of those scenes from the myriad of compelling and inspirational culinary shows. Think Chef's Table, or Searching for Italy, or Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown. And then begin to imagine the sweeping overhead shots of these world-renowned chefs as they meander their way through their organic orchards. The dappled light through the leaves of the fruit trees. The colorfully saturated shots of ripe vegetables and plump fruits being plucked with ease from their stems and set into idyllic wicker baskets. And now, tune in just a bit more. What's underneath the visual glory? What is it that's carrying your emotions into this sense of serenity and beauty that's laid before you? Yes, that's right. It's the soundtrack. The surging orchestral underscoring, beckoning you into the emotion of this culinary adventure. Now, let's wander into the soft, romantic world of Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 version. Imagine Elizabeth Bennet walking alone through a field, morning light spilling over the hills, skirts brushing the grass. But now, listen. It's the peaceful piano music that is setting the entire tone for this film. As the scene and melodic piano play out, you can't help but feel the easeful, whimsical, poetic mood. With one piano refrain, we all suddenly want to live in a stone cottage and wear empire waist dresses and take brooding walks through the English countryside. And finally, we arrive at the long-awaited final scene of a classic, feel-good 90s rom-com. It's the iconic moment we have been waiting for an hour and a half. The emotional apex of the film, where our two beloved main characters are about to finally share their first kiss. They step closer to one another as an instrumental rendition of something classic like Somewhere Over the Rainbow or What a Wonderful World swells around them. And as the music builds, every fuzzy, feel-good, romantic feeling builds within you. Now, replay each of these mental scenes, but on mute. And you will quickly realize that without a compelling soundtrack, all you actually have is a shot of some trees and a girl walking through a field and two people walking towards each other. You see, music is the vehicle for emotion. It's the powerful magic gleaming from every musical note that transforms a mundane scene into something of brilliance, something compelling, inspirational, heartwarming, and noteworthy. Music takes the ordinary and helps us remember and notice and feel the inherent beauty of the simple. And that, my beautiful friend, is the magic of a soundtrack. And this subject is very near and dear to my heart because if you've only met me through this podcast, you may not know that my career is actually as a singer-songwriter and as a vocal coach. And the beauty, the force, the healing, the magic of music is one of the most precious and truly inspirational parts of my life. And from the beginning of this podcast, I have been really wanting to do an episode titled The Magic of Music. But I have so much to express and convey on this subject that the episode always seems like it's going to shape up to be about 3 to 4 hours long. So instead of that, I am choosing to just continue to break up all of the thoughts around the magic of music into more concise and honed episodes like this particular one. So, now that we're clear on the magically transformative properties of a soundtrack, how can we harness that magic to elevate and romanticize the daily moments of our own lives? How can we use music to drop even more deeply into the sensations of our present moment? I feel that to best answer this question, we can look to the experts in the biz, as we like to call it, the music supervisors. Music supervisors are the wizards who sort through thousands of musical tracks to choose the exact right piece to underscore television and movie scenes. But how do they know what pieces to choose? How do they know what genre and tempo and instrumentation is going to breathe life into the scene? Well, they ask themselves a couple of very crucial questions. They ask, what story am I trying to tell? And they ask, what feeling do I want the viewer to experience? And this, my beautiful friend, is where it gets exciting because by asking ourselves those very same questions, we can become the music supervisors of our own life. We can begin to curate a personal soundtrack by asking ourselves throughout our day, what story do I want to live in right now? What kind of emotion do I want to invite into this moment? If my life were a movie, what kind would I want it to be today? For example, if I'm needing to make dinner Instead of hurriedly tossing together a salad while the news spews from the TV in the living room, perhaps I choose to turn on some peaceful piano music and allow its moving strains to bring me mentally and emotionally into a quaint cottage somewhere in the English or French countryside, encouraging me to slow my pace ever so slightly and to truly see and smell and feel the fresh produce as I take it from my fridge and wash it under a stream of clear, crisp water and enjoy the compelling crunch as I cut and slice and dice the vegetables before me. Or, to use a real-life example, when I was living in New York City, I used to work really late, and so I would be on the grimy subway at like 11:30 at night, or sometimes even midnight, and I would be so exhausted and just wiped out. But this one day, I realized that if I listened to the Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark Broadway show soundtrack while I rode the subway home, I would start to feel empowered and confident and purposeful. And as the refrain of Rise Above repeated in my earbuds over and over, I was transformed into the lead character of a Devil Wears Prada-esque kind of film. I was suddenly the protagonist, taking on the big city and doing everything it took to make my dreams come true, right? And I still remember this exhilarating feeling of jogging up the stairs from my subway stop, ascending from the gray, dingy, concrete underground to the street level as the glimmering and sparkling, stunning city lights came into view. I became so acutely aware of the importance of that season of my life, how many fears I was facing, how much discomfort I had already surmounted to even be there, how determined and courageous I really was. It made me feel so invigorated and renewed. With my Spider-Man Broadway musical soundtrack, my daily subway commute was transformed into waking life cinematic magic. You see, when we consciously choose our soundtrack, we're not just adding background noise. We are shaping how we feel, how we remember, and how we move through our world. Suddenly, a tired subway ride becomes a triumphant ascent. A chopped salad becomes a moment of poetry. A Tuesday becomes timeless. And the beautiful thing is, getting started, becoming the music supervisor for your own life is really so easy. Thanks to streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music and Deezer, all you have to do is go inward and ask yourself, what kind of story do I want to live in today? What do I want to feel right now? And then just type in those exact words into the search bar, and you will find many pre-made playlists right there at your fingertips, ready to roll. Type in cozy rainy day or autumnal acoustic guitar or mellow French cafe, or uplifting romance, or inspired life, or zen and calming. The sky is the limit here, and I invite you to try this each day for 1 week to experience the way that mindfully, purposefully choosing music can help you to step more fully into the life that you're living, transforming the mundane into magic. Be blessed, my beautiful friend. Be light and be the magic.